Okay, first order of business. So I've been having this for, I'm just kidding. This is for Zoe, and she really does enjoy this food. This is Fresh Pet. We do get it from Walmart. Before we were using this dry food, but she really does enjoy this a lot more, and she seems a lot healthier as well. So for me, we did have some coffee, and I always weigh everything. So I use about 50 grams of the extra Dunkin' mix. So it does have cream and sugar. And then also I do add about 2 tablespoons of organic turbinado cane sugar. So that's about 15 grams. And then I do add 200 grams of coffee. And honestly, this is the best tasting coffee to me. I like sweet and I love a certain ratio. So this right here for me is on point. So I have it every morning, and that is exactly how I make it, and it tastes the same every single time. And then for breakfast, I like to have fruit. So fruit is very hydrating for the body and it digests very easy. So I'm going to train pretty soon after this, so I don't like to have anything too heavy. So lately I've been having 300 grams of frozen mango, then I'll pour 20 grams of honey on top, and it is super good. It's a delicious treat, and I'll have that with my coffee, and that's basically my pre-workout meal. And then it was time to train, and so we did have squats on the menu. So I warmed up with the bar with 5 reps, and then 135, 5 reps, and this is 185. I did do 5 reps. Then we bumped it up to 225 for 5, and then 275 for 5. And then we went to my first working set, which was 320. So last week I did hit 315, 335, 345, and 355, so 4 by 5. And today my legs weren't feeling that great. Yesterday I did do a 5-mile trail run, so up hills and down hills, so my quads were a little smoked. So today we just did 2 work sets. I did 320 for a set of 5, and then we went up to 340 for a set of 5. And for me, I'm just really trying to stay healthy and enjoy training. So if something feels off, I'm just going to really listen to my body, so that way I don't get any injuries, and then that prolongs me from training again, in which I really love training. Like literally training is my therapy every day. So without training, I just feel a little bit lost. So I really do enjoy it, and I want to slowly work myself back up to 400 for 5. That was my best last year. So again, I'm still listening to my body, seeing how I feel, but slow and steady wins the race. Next up, we did have some single leg RDLs, and this is a really good movement to get the glutes firing. And if you have any hip imbalances or glute imbalances, this will really help that. So we did 3 sets of 10 on each leg. And then for the workout, we did have 3 rounds of 12 box step overs with 2 50-pound dumbbells. And then we had 15 GHDs, which is this ab exercise here. And then we also did have double unders. So double unders were 54. I know it's kind of an odd number. So we did 3 rounds of that, rest 3 minutes. And then it was a 50-foot lunge with 2 50-pound dumbbells in the front rack position, straight into 20 toes to the bar, and then straight into a 200-meter run. So it was 3 rounds of this, and the legs were pretty thrashed after the squats and all the box step overs, and the core was pretty beat up from all the GHDs as well. And so yeah, it was a pretty solid workout, and I really did enjoy it. It was a tough one. And then of course, stretching is very important. So I just did this little flow after my workout. So I did 2 minutes per side, and then we went into the quad stretch. Again, another 2 minutes here, and then we finished up with just a bottom of a squat hold. So this will help keep everything open up and loose and help prevent injuries. Hey, the mama Jojo. Hey, the mama Jojo. It's the mama Jojo. It's the mama Jojo. It's the mama Jojo. It's the mama Jojo. All right, guys, so we just got back from the gym, and that was a lot of legs. So I am very hungry. So post-workout, I like to do a little bit of fruit. So that way I can replenish my liver glycogen as well as my muscle glycogen. So fruit is mainly filled with fructose. So it's really beneficial to fill your liver glycogen after your training. And then we have the General Tso's meatballs from Fuel Meals, which I like quick and easy. So I literally just pop this in the microwave. It's ready to go. We got 48 grams of protein, 18 grams of fat, 57 carbs. So we get some complex carbs from the rice. And then we get the fructose from the fruit. Simply, this goes here. And this goes in here. So it was frozen, so it's going to be in there a little bit longer than normal. It's so good. Nice and sweet. All right, so typically post-workout, I like to have one of those Diana's chocolate covered bananas, but I ran out. So next best thing for me is raisins. I really like them. They're easy to chew, easy to get down. And so that way I can have my lunch and get back to work without taking too much time to cook and digging into my work before I have to coach later. So Laura and I really do enjoy fuel meals. We order about 8 every week and we have them throughout the week. So it's nice and convenient. It's very tasty and they do have a huge variety of meals. If you guys did want to check them out, you can use code ND40. That'll save you 40%. I will leave the link in the description box down below. All right, guys, just taking a little break from work. We got a bunch of editing done, but I'm a little hungry now, so I'm gonna go ahead and make some food. Let me show you guys what we got. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna make some eggs with egg whites and some Swiss cheese. We're gonna make some oats with some honey and some blackberries. Super simple, very easy to cook. Let me show you guys. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna do 3 whole eggs along with, all right, so we got 3 whole eggs, and the reason why I'm gonna be doing some egg whites is because I don't need the extra fat. I need some more protein. So I'm gonna go ahead and do 300 grams or milliliters, basically the same thing, of these Kirkland egg whites. Here's our eggs. And I like to cook my eggs with extra virgin olive oil. That stuff's super good, gives it a lot of flavor. Go ahead and pour the eggs right in. All right, and for the oats, we're gonna go ahead and do 60 grams of dry measured oats. So something like, say, oats or the egg whites, when they're measuring them, it's okay to be over a few grams. But for something like olive oil, that adds up a lot. So like 5 extra grams or 8 extra grams of olive oil is gonna be a lot more calories than, say, 5 extra grams of oats or 5 extra grams of egg whites. I'm gonna add a bit of water and microwave. And then we're gonna go ahead and throw some cheese on there so that way it can melt. Super simple, easy meal, very quick. Oats are done. And of course, I love ketchup on my eggs. I don't know about you guys, but it's delicious. And now for the oats, we're gonna go ahead and add our cinnamon. No, I didn't weigh the cinnamon. I just put it on there. I do weigh the honey. So we're gonna do 20 grams of honey. All right, and here we have our next meal. We do have 170 grams blackberries, 60 grams oats with cinnamon and 20 grams of honey, 3 whole eggs, 300 grams of egg whites, and 1 slice of Swiss cheese. Super simple, very easy, and very quick. Also, I did forget to put salt on the eggs. Plenty of salt on all my meals. I do sweat a lot, so I gotta replace those electrolytes. So here we go. Here is, I guess this is like if you really want to call breakfast a meal, it's just basically like a pre-workout snack, the fruit and the coffee. It's just something to get me through my training. Again, like I don't like to feel super full and heavy, especially when I'm doing CrossFit and breathing heavy and hard. Fruit's perfect for a little pre-workout meal. And then we had our lunch, which was the fuel meals. And now this is another meal here. And then we'll probably have one more meal for dinner. That combination of eggs, cheese, and ketchup together, so good. Yeah, I think altogether this meal took me about under 10 minutes to make. Super simple. The oatmeal cooks in 2 minutes. The eggs were like about 3 minutes to cook. So super simple. All right, well, it's currently 3:37. I do have to coach at 4 p.m. So I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this meal. And then we'll be back after that. We've got cheese. Okay, so while I'm waiting for my client to show up, let me tell you guys a little bit about CreaGums. So CreaGums, it's a creatine gummy. So it makes it super simple to get it down and eat. You don't have to worry about getting down some chalky powder or anything. Honestly, since I started lifting, I've been taking creatine ever since the beginning. I just take 5 grams daily, and it's been shown to help increase strength, help increase endurance, and it is one supplement that I stand by and I will continue to take for the rest of my life. So with the CreaGums, for every 2 gummies, you get 3 grams. So I simply take 4, and that'll get me to my daily target. Well, it'll be 6 grams. I take 5 daily, but I'm not gonna go ahead and bite a gummy in half. So 4, Tastes delicious. Has a nice orangey flavor, not chalky like regular powders. That's pretty good. So if you guys did want to try CreaGummies, I will leave the link in the description box down below. And they are currently running an offer to where you can try CreaGums for free. All you have to do is cover the shipping. So be sure to check them out in the link down below and enjoy. Yeah, these are good. You all right? And then it was time for dinner. We do get these thin sliced ribeyes from Publix, and we do dress them up with just some salt and some pepper. And we like to cook these in the air fryer. They come out super, super delicious, and we really do enjoy these. So we do cook them in the air fryer at 385 degrees for just about 12 minutes. You can cook it for a little less if you like it more rare, but I like it a little more well done. And we did already have some sweet potatoes in the oven. We do bake those for an hour at 400 degrees. And every day I like to get in my greens. I do cook them in a little bit of olive oil. So I do use 150 grams of raw spinach. That does have a lot of vitamins and minerals. I toss some salt and some crushed red pepper and just cook it down, and it really does cook down to pretty much nothing. So it's literally like 3 bites of food and you get tons of vitamins and minerals. And then our ribeyes were done, cooked to perfection. Same thing with the sweet potatoes, and I do measure the meat after I cook it. So I did have 250 grams of cooked weight ribeyes, and then for the sweet potato I did have 300 grams of baked sweet potato. Added my spinach, and here we have it. This was my dinner. Super simple, very delicious, and very nutritious. And of course, you guys know I love sweet, so I do put cinnamon in the sweet potato as well as some honey. I mash it up together and it's a nice little treat. And as you can see here, I have my spinach, and literally it's 3 bites and it's gone. I know a lot of people don't like veggies, but the way I cook it here with some salt and some crushed red pepper, it's very delicious, and I just got in tons of vitamins and minerals. My steak is perfectly cooked, just the way I like it. I really enjoyed that. And then the sweet potato is literally like dessert. The honey, the cinnamon, all mixed together. It's a delicious dinner. And then for a little nighttime snack and to finish off my macros for the day, I like to have some Greek yogurt along with some protein powder. Now, I don't have any affiliation with BPN. I just really enjoy the fudge chocolate flavor. So I'll do 1 serving of Faye Greek yogurt, which is 170 grams. And then I just used about 20 grams of the BPN protein, mixed it up with the Greek yogurt, and then I added the honey on top just for a little more sweetness. And this is just literally a super easy, delicious treat. All really good ingredients, and that is how I finished off my day. So total calories and macros for the day, we did consume 3,353 calories, 98 grams of fat, 400 grams of carbohydrates, and 226 grams of protein. So daily, my targets are about 90 grams of fat, 400 carbs, and 225 grams of protein. So we were just over by about 8 grams of fat and only over by about 1 gram of protein. So I don't always track it to the exact T, but I usually get pretty close because I am home and I am using the scale. But yeah, that was a full day of eating. Hope you guys did enjoy. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.